First of all, I say good morning to your headmaster, Mr. Sam Roberts, the staff, and you, the students. And I must commend your headmaster for becoming the headmaster of our school, the Antigua Grammar School. He will tell you that oftentimes when I've met him, I used to tell him I always listen to his Sunday program, The Biggest Youth. And at the end of it, I must say that I always gained something positive from that program. And he also did the sports program, so I knew him before he came here, and I'm sure he will do as good a job here as he had been doing on the radio. As you heard, I'm happy to tell you that this is our school because I was a member of the Antigua Grammar School. And I want to commend you all this morning for winning the boys' title in our inter-school athletic championship. I would say that that was a fitting tribute to our grammarian, old grammarian Calvin Greenaway, who was a sportsman, a sports administrator, and he was a national coach. And this man lived sports all his life, and he did us proud. I also want to commend the school on your 132nd anniversary of the school. So your school has been around for 132 years. I want to commend you for that. And I want to say a happy birthday to the school's cadet corps. Having said that, I now want to move on to the Commonwealth. I don't know what you understand by the word Commonwealth or what it means, but it is one of the oldest political association of states. And its roots date back to the British Empire, when some countries were ruled directly or indirectly by Britain. And eventually, some countries became self-governing or independent while keeping Britain's monarchy, Her Majesty the Queen, as the head of state. And all these countries formed the British Commonwealth of Nations. There are 53 nations of the world that form the Commonwealth. And the Commonwealth started in 1949. That's when it came into being. Now, this is comparable to some extent with our history. Before 1951, you could not vote in Antigua and Barbuda unless you had a certain amount of assets, either in terms of land or in terms of money. But by 1951, we had what was called adult suffrage, where adults over 18 years of age gained the right to vote. Then, as you remember, from 1951 with adult suffrage, we moved to 1967, where we had statehood in association, where the government was responsible for internal affairs and Britain remained responsible for our foreign affairs and defense. And at that time, the head of our political system was called Premier. Before that, before that time, he was Chief Minister. So we had a Chief Minister, we had a Premier in 1967 when we received statehood in association, and then in 1981, on the 1st of November, we became independent. That's right. And then we had a Prime Minister. And so Antigua and Barbuda came through that British Empire system, and we are one of the Commonwealth nations in the world. Now, the last two Commonwealth countries, or the last two countries to join the Commonwealth, are Rwanda and Mozambique. But these two countries have no ties to the British Empire. I want you to know also that there are some 2.2 billion persons in the Commonwealth, and they say that 60% of those persons is under 30 years of age. Can you imagine that? A very young world we have in the Commonwealth. And I must tell you that the independent countries of the Commonwealth are divided into 5 regions: Africa, the Caribbean and the Americas, Asia, Europe, and the Pacific. Now, I won't go through all the countries because it would take a very long time. Now, what was the vision of the Commonwealth? The vision of the Commonwealth was to help to create and sustain a Commonwealth that is mutually respectful, resilient, peaceful, and prosperous, and that cherishes quality, diversity, and shared values. And it also has a mission, and that mission is to support governments and partner with the broader Commonwealth family and others to improve the well-being of all Commonwealth citizens and to advance their shared interests globally. Now, these countries are supported by an active network of over 80 intergovernmental, civil society, cultural and professional organizations all over the world. And you know that there is a Commonwealth Day. Do you know that? Yes, and when is Commonwealth Day this year? What date? What date? It's the 14th of March. Commonwealth Day is celebrated every year on the second Monday of March. And this year it is being celebrated on the 14th of March. The Commonwealth also has a secretariat located in the United Kingdom at Marlborough House. And it's managed by a Secretary General, Deputy Secretary Generals, and the staff. And the present Secretary General is a gentleman called Mr. Kamalesh Sharma. And there were elections in Malta last year, and there is now an incoming Secretary General. And her name is the Right Honourable Baroness Patricia Scotland. And she is of an Antiguan father and a Dominican mother. And she will be our guest speaker at our Heads of State meeting in Antigua here between March 29th and 31st. Now, I wanted to tell you as well that we do have Commonwealth Heads of Government meetings. Heads of Government is the person who is in charge of the political system. So our Prime Minister is the head of government. And they have Commonwealth Heads of Government every 2 years, where they come together and discuss matters of mutual interest and concern. And the next meeting will be held in 2018 in the United Kingdom. We also have the Commonwealth Games, which started in 1930. And this is held between athletes from the Commonwealth. And the next Commonwealth Games will be where? Do you know? In Australia in 2018. And the Commonwealth Games is designed to celebrate the excellence and also give young people from the Commonwealth international exposure to athletic competition and to prepare them for the Olympic Games. There are certain guiding principles of the Commonwealth, which include democracy, human rights, internal peace and security, tolerance, respect, understanding, freedom of expression, separation of powers, rule of law, good governance, sustainable development, environmental protection, access to education, food and shelter, gender equality, the importance of young people, and recognition of the needs of small and vulnerable states, and the role of civil society. Now, I want you to know that this year, we have a Commonwealth Committee that has been set up. And what they decided for us in Antigua and Barbuda is that we would not just celebrate Commonwealth Day on one day of this month, but they would make March Commonwealth Month. And that is to extend it from 1 day to 31 days, so that people can get a better understanding of what the Commonwealth is all about, and that the various organizations can engage in activities. And I'll just give you a brief rundown of the activities planned. First of all, on March 3rd, we had a Margot Davis photo exhibition Antigua Pride at Government House. Then on March 9th, which was yesterday, yes, I was due to visit you yesterday, but because of the rain. But during this month, both myself, the Speaker of the House, and the President of the Senate will be going around to various schools on our island talking about the Commonwealth. Then on the 13th, which is Sunday coming, there will be a Thanksgiving service at the St. John's Pentecostal Church House of Restoration on Lachlan Benjamin Drive. On March 14th, which is the day I told you it will celebrate Commonwealth Day. That's right, there will be a Commonwealth Day parade along Parliament Drive going all the way down to Government House. And at Government House we will have the flag raising ceremony, and I will deliver Her Majesty's Commonwealth Day message to you all. On March 16th, we'll be visiting more schools, and on March 20th, I propose to visit Barbuda, where I will be speaking to people at the various schools and also with the Barbuda Council and the like. And then between March 29th to 31st, we will be having our 15th conference of Presidents and Governors General of the Caribbean region. And that is to bring heads of state. And I want you to understand there's a difference between the head of state and the head of government. The head of state is a person who represents the Queen, which I do here in Antigua and Barbuda, and which other people do. And they have an annual conference where we all get together and we discuss concerns of mutual or differing interests, and also we deal with topics that will help us to be able to advise, warn, and encourage the prime ministers of the various countries. And so there will be this conference between the 29th and the 31st here in Antigua and Barbuda, which will round off things for us with Commonwealth Month. So I want to say this morning, it is a great pleasure talking to you about the Commonwealth and talking to you as an old grammarian. And I want you to leave these words with you this morning, that you must continue to work hard. Make sure you pay attention in class. Make sure you do your homework, because that is what's going to determine your success. And I will say to you that anything that is worth having is worth making sacrifices for. Thank you very much.